Alright, so this looks like maybe it's working, not sure. Can you guys hear me or? So this is where the gut feel is. Could potentially go there. This is what the yearly chart looks like. So ultimate is right there, 1030 area. Oh, these are the levels in play. Oh, I get the link, okay.
Hi, on this computer. If you do not, go ahead and plug in your webcam tutorial, but in this view, click on the resolution tab, go to custom, and then you want to select the resolution that you want to push your video through at. Then you hit OK. And from there, there's one more step, but I'm going to give you a side tip as well. When you test everything, to make sure that you have it up and running. One problem that a lot of people get when they are going live, they get an audio sync problem that happens. In order to fix that, all you have to do is you have to go into your mixer options here, and you will see that you have an option for whichever audio device it is that you're using. So what you want to do in that situation is you just want to adjust the milliseconds on the audio to compensate for that lag. For me, usually between 200 and 500 usually does it. Once you have everything set up inside of OBS that we just went over, you want to head over to back to your YouTube streaming page. From there, you're going to highlight in your description just like you normally would for a video, because these live videos, when you see them, you want to make sure that you get everything together in your meta. And for your tag, you want to make sure you click on advanced settings here. And when you do that, then you can click on basic info, and then that will allow you to add your so once you have that part set up, I recommend that you do a private stream first, or an unlisted stream that you share with friends, so that you can, make sure that your audio is synced up and make sure that everything is coming out exactly the way that you want to. And as long as everything's set up the way that you want to, then you go back into OBS and then you hit start streaming. And when that happens, you'll keep a eye on this offline. And then once your stream starts going through, it's going to say starting. And then right now, it is telling me that I am live. So one thing that you can do is you can test your audio sync right here on this. Or you can also test your audio sync by actually opening up your channel page and going to the specific URL of your channel is live. Then once your stream is over, all you have to do is go back to OBS and you hit stop streaming. And then from there, YouTube will close everything else down. And then you are taken care of and your first stream is complete. This video is part of a playlist on how to live stream on YouTube. So if you want to learn more of the inside of OBS, make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if I've already made the tutorial live by the time you've gotten here, then I will put a card up here somewhere.
Yo guys, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, that means you guys. Alright, so basically, so this one here, it looks like a decent short to me personally. The reason why that is because, but I wouldn't touch it unless it pushed to that area, 28, 29. But it looks decent to me. A lot of people looking at SAVA. Now this one here on a Euro chart, I'll show you what it looks like on the 20 years chart. So this is the 20 years chart. As you guys can see, there's a resistance level here. Already passed that. So what's the price right now? 740 area. So it's holding this area, the gap fill, right? I personally already had a starter position, but my opinion is Ross could potentially. Is my screen blurry? The Fundamentals is a website you can subscribe to. Yeah, so basically, I already have my starter short. I'm pretty sure I'm down like $300 on it, but I have a feeling Ross could potentially push it. It's already been traded 90 million shares, so I don't know how high he could push it. But I'm looking at this area. If it breaks this, I'm out. I'll just eat up my loss and I'll walk away. So this is the 20 years chart, but I'll just focus on this. So you guys know what the news is, right? I'll just type in the news here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to, this is the first time I'm, ever streaming, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I literally just downloaded OBS and just set it up 5 minutes ago. So yeah, so this is pretty much what the news is. This is a Benzinga Pro, so just tell you automatic. So every successful trader or the big guys, this is the news that they use Benzinga Pro. I think it's about maybe $200 a month or something like that. So that's pretty good. You could filter. You also have like if you want to play holds or other stuff. They do have They do have like halts and stuff like that. So if something is halting, it would just show you up here. You can filter. You guys know benzene, all right? There's a lot of YouTube videos if you guys want to have a look at it. It's a bit expensive though. What else is there? Let me try to read. What's up, guys? Yo, Kevo. I'm pretty sure Ross is on, isn't he? Yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat room are long biased. I don't blame them. So stay patient and see how this goes. So for the fundamental, this is the website. You just type in whatever ticker you want to look at. So it's AVA, for example, and it would just automatically show you, the float, the really depth, and if they have offerings. So they do have offerings. What's that? 200 million, 100 million left. So they've already offered some in the past, but they still have some left on the shelf. So that way, sometimes with this, so sometimes with pharmaceutical companies, the way they funded their study, if it's like phase 2 or phase 1 or whatever, the way they fund it is by raising. So they do have ATMs, so that you gotta factor that into your trades when you're going in. So yeah, so these are the gappers. We'll go one by one. This is what it looks like. I don't like any of them. As you can see, it shows you the volume here. This one has a bit more volume. Yeah, the reason why this one has a lot more volume is because it's a dollar stock. So people buy a lot more. So people will buy like 1,000, 2,000 shares. Whereas if it's a $10, $7 stock, they'd probably buy like $500-600. But this is really pulling up. So obviously they do have an agenda behind it. The reason why they're pushing it, right? Other than the news. So. A bit everywhere at the moment. Yeah, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this every day. I'll just stream the gappers. The what's moving pre-market. These ones are the ones that are washing out. So this scanner is pretty much a gap down. So if you look at a yearly chart, it's a stock that's washing out. So if you're a short trader and capitalize on weak stocks, you can, right? Also, some of them tend to bounce, so you can keep them. You can keep them on your watch list, and yeah, but they're pretty quiet. There's nothing going on here. SAVA and SGMS is the only stocks that are kind of moving. Look, I'm actually primarily long. I'm a long trader, but right now in the last 4 weeks, if you haven't noticed, the market has been really dead. Like everything that goes up pretty much washes, right? So as a trader, what you gotta do is you gotta capitalize on the market conditions. You can't set yourself, okay, I'm a long trader, I'm just gonna look for long. You can't be set in your ways, you know what I mean? You got to be flexible, go with the wind. Whatever's in play, you have to be that. You have to go whatever the market makers are doing. So that way, so when the market starts picking up, then I'll definitely start looking up. So the way it goes is it's like a cycle, right? So right now, currently, a lot of things are washing out and a lot of things are dropping. So what happens is short sellers get really comfortable and they start shorting heavier and heavier because it's working to their favor, right? So what happens is the more they short, the less buyers would come in because now they're fearful, right? If buyers would come in, they go in, and even if you look at Ross, right, he doesn't go. He was saying he doesn't want to go as aggressive as he used to back when uh, back when all the runners were happening. Remember the ones that going from $2 to $40? Um, Uno, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, those stocks were pretty going crazy. So right now, what happens is short sellers, they start shorting lower and lower and lower. So because they get comfortable, right? So what happens is there will be one that's just gonna squeeze. I mean, it might be this day. I don't know. Um, down on it. So short sellers would start shorting lower and lower, and they get bent upside down. So and when that happens, that would reignite the market. People, longs would come in aggressively, and then we go into a long cycle, and then for a couple of months or weeks, it would just be like a long play, right? And then long starts to get comfortable and start, buying at higher price and higher price, and something would fuck them up, right? They start buying higher and higher and higher, and something would just drop like a bomb, and then shorts would start coming into that. So this thing is pretty taken off at the moment. So I'm already in. I should be sizing down at the moment, but I'm a bit comfortable holding this because um, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. I'm not sure if Ross is on. Is Ross on or? Nope. What's happening? Live stream this.
Okay. How much are you doing?
Almost $500.
How much?
500
On what?
on this SAP. So the locates were pretty cheap, so I got them. Had a starter. I should have gotten, but
Are they so cheap?
I think so. Yeah. So they're pretty cheap. So the fact that locates are cheap means that it's easy to borrow other places, other brokers. So when it's easy to borrow, there will be a lot of shorts that would pile up into this, making it. So right now it's being traded 11 million shares, right? It's hard to push a stock that is already being traded 11 million. What's your opinion? Have a look at it. Tell me. I'm thinking about adding here. So I just added in there. Now if it comes above 11, 840, 850, I'll take off. But I just added here. I'll just show you guys the chart, what it looks like.
What's the news, bro?
So I had a starter here. My risk was there, and then I covered right there a little bit. Now, when this broke, so this was my risk level, and I was meant to cut here. But what happens was, I'm pretty sure this is gonna go higher. So what happened was, I was fiddling around trying to set up the live stream, and just went, and I was like, oh, it's only 300 shares. I can hold this. But right now, if it goes above that 850, I'll make sure I'll take half.
I got 1,000 shares.
Boom, bitch, let's go.
I'm not wait until it opens up.
Yeah, you gotta wait. So personally, I don't like trading pre-market. Every time I traded pre-market, it just didn't work out well. So just cover half here. I'm only holding 300 shares. It's a terrible start for the day for me, but. Let it go higher, and I actually want to get market more. All right. So my average right now is 730. So I'm down about $1. So my average is somewhere down here. which is fine though, because I mean it's being traded what 12 million shares right now. If it was a low floater, what's the float on this thing? Float is 22 mil. So if it was a low floater, I mean it can move. Never say never, but if it's a low floater, like 2 million micro float, 2 million and stuff like that, I'll be worried. I mean this could go as well. I mean Kodak did go, right? But the fact that they have offerings and stuff like that makes me a little bit more comfortable. So really be careful shorting here. If I were you guys, I mean I don't know what, I usually don't like shorting pre-market, so yeah, Russ goes live, definitely will push it. It might potentially push it. Sometimes what happens is two things happen, right? So Rush jumps in. When he jumps in, a lot of people would follow him, like 10,000 people. And if the stock doesn't move, now the market makers are not stupid, right? So they also that's how they, the market makers, the big guys, that's how they capitalize on this kind of shit. I just added into that again because it's kind of consolidating. Yeah, so if he goes in and the stock doesn't go, what happens is he automatically would sell, right? And when he sells, everyone who bought with him would sell as well. And what that would cause is a dramatic drop into a halt, right? So that's what the problem is with following him and buying. So I'm not gonna let this run and balloon up. Tough goal. It's really pushing, but let's see how it goes.
Booyah. Booyah.
There you go. It's really picking up here.
Booyah. 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 Booyah.
All right, so this is a terrible start for me. I'm gonna have to dig myself out of this. So as you can see, it does actually it can move, right? So I'm down a bit on this one. All right, let's start sizing down. It's not showing any weakness. What's the time? Around 9, right? Okay. Yes, definitely squeezing. I mean, it came from 3 to 9, right? What is it? 100, almost 200% gain. So let's see what it does. My average is at $8 right now. $8. So so my average at 8. I mean 600 shares. Yeah, I never actually go in pre-market. In fact, I only come to the market like 10 minutes before it. Let's see what it does here. I mean, it should have some sort of pullback in my opinion, but never underestimate. No, this is completely the front side. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm fighting this front side, right? It's a terrible idea. So they could push it. Yeah, no, you're right. In fact, this is probably the first trade. I mean, like, probably I've been like 100 shares in, 100 shares out per market previously, but like with a small account, this is probably the first time that I'm in 600 shares, more than 200 shares per market. The reason why I don't go in pre-market is precisely because of this, but I'm quite comfortable with this. I'm in worst probably cut. But let's see what it does. It's holding the 90 EMAs. So this line here that's the 90 EMA. So let's see what Ross is saying. Yep, he's looking at it.
What's in these obviously?
I'm not sure. I think some sort of I didn't read it properly.
What's hold?
Damn, my phone is not working. It's all good, guys. It's pretty good. All right, let's get the day going.
Oh, they have a conference call due at 8:30.
Do they?
They had one, yeah.
Okay. They had one.
I mean, I think it's still going, but that's
And
probably why it's getting
then
pushed.
we'll see if we get a reach. So I'll take a long there at 72.
There's
We'll see if
some
we get a
positive results for
retest
their
9.
So,
Taking a starter at 72 for the first candle to make a new high. But a hard stop would be around the $0.5. Looking for that first candle to make a new high.
Yeah, I need to kind of careful here.
95.
Just 600 shares in. Average is at 8.
Let's see what
What's
this
the
one
average
does
in
here.
dollars?
56,
I'm trying to listen to Russ.
Alright,
What's
so I'll
his?
cut the loss at the $0.5, and then
Alright.
what I'll do is I'll look to come back. If we get back up into a 5-minute pattern, the first 5-minute candle.
All right, this is actually the first 5 minutes pulling back down.
75.
So what I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to
Put my order at 8.
get out a little bit
Move
here.
it to
Just covered
80.
100 shares for a bit of loss.
All right.
So when you're down and it gives you an opportunity to exit, you have to take
Still
it.
have about 30 minutes to the bell. Let me check the camera. Hang on.
All right, let's see what's going on here.
There we go. Yeah, that'll be better.
It's holding here, but
Let's see what else do we have. This being pretty extended off the volume weighted average price. I mean, it could pull back quite a bit, so I don't really see.
see that that 9 area, that was definitely an add. But what I'm doing is I'm downsizing when it gives me the opportunity to downsize, right? I'm still sitting on 500 shares. I took off 100.
All right, so Sava.
Felt like a $20 loss, that 100 shares. Okay, it's dropping dramatically now.
Jill, too cheap.
So what are you guys watching today? What's in your radar?
DPHC continues yesterday or Friday, had a nice move. A little bit of
Okay,
continuation
can
on
you
that
guys
one.
hear his voice? Can you guys hear Ross through my streaming? CASA, I'll have a look at that. That's what's on your watch list, yeah. Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm you know, given what's been going on, I gotta be cautious though. When it opens, I mean, look, this thing is being traded 15 million shares already, right? 15 million shares. That's a lot for pre-market. Usually it's 10 to 10. So this could end up trading a lot market hours, and they have offerings. So when a company like this, a pharmaceutical company, I'm pretty sure they're pharma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The pharmaceutical company. This is how they fund their endeavors, their studies. Because when they're doing a phase 1, phase 2 trial and those kind of studies, that's how they. How else do they make money? How else do they? And those things are really expensive, yeah. I got a headphone on, but you guys can you guys still hear us or? Yeah, I just paused it. So I don't know. I don't know how to say the shit. Man, fuck, it's the first time. Um, I think it's also taking in the. It's also taking in the system audio, which I need to kind of fix here. All right. High definition audio device. All right. Let me just test it again. I'm just gonna put it back.
If we get back up into
All right, can you guys hear him
5-minute
now?
pattern, the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. The high here is 875.
How do I do that? So
candle.
do I go here?
At
Wait, sorry.
875. I'll move it to 880. All right, so let's see.
All right, so I'm here.
Still have
So I'll
about
go
30
here.
minutes to the bell.
Can you guys hear Russ at the moment?
Let me check the camera. Hang
Right
on.
here, the sound. This one here, right?
There we go.
Oh, this one here. Okay.
There.
Just flip out here. So this part here. Oh, fuck. Okay. Display here.
This being pretty extended off the volume weighted average price. I mean, it could pull back quite a bit. So
I'm pretty sure I muted everything at the moment. Okay, so which one is it? This one or the bottom one? Desktop audio. I'm assuming that's the system. So this one is the one that you guys would be able to hear me. Is it low now? Damn. Okay. All right. What about now? I'll just mute this one and just tell me if it's. Damn, it's dropping now.
Jill, too cheap.
So $8 fighting, by the way. Oh, okay, fuck. Shit is too complicated for me at the moment. Okay. What about Rust? Can you guys hear Rust though? Okay, now it's good. Okay, good. All right, I need to figure this thing out because I'm terrible with this. I mean, it's my first time downloading this. I'm learning about the software, to be honest. Like 10 minutes ago when I started streaming. All right, thanks, Jim. All right, so this is the 200 million. So they can offer up to 200 million. But so there's something I need to explain to you guys, but it's kind of too complicated to explain it now. So when they do offering, the price. So for them to offer above 75 million. So if they want to dump in 100 million worth of stocks, like $100 million worth of stock or something like that, they need to put their price above a certain level. So the way you calculate it is they take the highest price that the stock has been traded. It's dropping, yeah. So the highest price it's been traded in the last 2 months. All right, you divide that by you multiply that by the float, and if that doesn't pass 75 million, then that price is not valid. that's why sometimes they push it. So that's what the agenda is, right? So let's say they cannot offer more than 75 million worth of more than 75 million dollars worth of stock if the price is, let's say, if the price is not above $6. So if that $6 matters, I'll show you how you calculate that. So you need to get the true float number and stuff like that. So if the price is not above $6, let's say, right, they cannot sell more than $75 million worth of stock. So what the manipulators do is they push it, right? If you're a short seller, if you're long, and you have this information, you know they want to offer, the way you know they want to offer is that, where is this? I'll show you a little bit. All right. So if you come in here, what you need to look at is the burn rate. So this is how they spend every month, right? This is the cash burn rate. So this company spent about $300,000 a month, right? Now they spent $300,000 a month, but how much cash and cash equivalent is how much cash do they have at the moment to run the company, right? So sometimes this would be like 1 million, and their expense would be like 5 million, right? What that means is this company, if they don't raise any cash, they can't support their study, especially pharmaceutical companies, right? They can't run the company, they can't support it. So what this would do is it would give you an idea they're trying to raise this in combination with, obviously they need to have ATM, yeah, ATM or some sort of warrants or something like that, right? I'll show you how to get all of that information from here. You guys can hear me, right? Or nope? Can you guys hear me, or I think it might be delayed. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it might be delayed. I need to fix that. Anyway, so the way it works is, so if they have ATM and the burn rate is very high, with them not having cash, that's an indication they're gonna have to raise. If they don't raise, the company is gonna go underwater, right? You guys know what raising is, yeah? Like ATMs. Okay, all right. So anyway, so these are the informations you need. So now you combine that information. So now you know they're gonna raise. They have to. So view up my actual support here. So I'm still holding 500 shares. I'm up a little bit on it. I'm up like $100. But so the fact that you know that they're trying to raise, right? And that, let's say, pick a $6. I'll show you how you guys can calculate what that number that matters to them, because the ACC rule says that if the price is not above that particular price, let's say $6, $7, and there's a way they calculate to reach that number, what happens is the amount of shares they can dump is limited, right? But they want to have unlimited amount of selling power. So what they do is they keep pushing it. If you're a long trader and you know they're trying to raise, and you work out what that number is, let's say it's $6 and the current price is at $3, you keep buying that shit until it goes above $6. And what they do is the market makers and the manipulators, they actually keep pushing it until it goes above $6, and then they dump it, right? So those were the ideas. So the agenda, what's the agenda behind the stock, right? So that kind of matters. So this is more to do with short as well, in terms of like, knowing are they going to sell or are they going to hold and stuff like that. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, just ask me below. Let's take a look at some of the ones that are washing out. Look at that. What a drop here from $13.80 to $13.80. Boom, bitch. But yearly chart is terrible. KODK. So this scanner here, it's a really good scanner because what it does is it actually picks up when something. So I opened it around like $6 area because I came to the market pretty late. But what it does is when something goes momentum pre-market or after market, it would just pick it up and it would show me here, not market hours, but just pre-market. Because sometimes a lot of people do have this scanner, even Ross displays this scanner, but the problem with this is you have to keep looking out for the stock to kind of come up the ladder, yeah? But this one would automatically pick it up when it pops. So let's see what they're trying to do. I mean, it's definitely holding around this area. Market open, they might push it higher, so Ross is not able to push it. Ah, yeah. So basically what it means is, so the general idea is that uh, the company, especially these pharmaceutical companies, when they're doing the studies, phase 1, phase 2 trials, and phase 3 trials, they don't actually have an active product that's out there to fund it. So the way they fund those studies, because those studies are really expensive, right? They have to pay a lot of people. They have to. I mean, that's the most expensive part of that the drug process, right? Once they do this study, and it takes a long time, and they need to get FDA approvals. There's a lot of fees they have to pay and stuff like that. All of that is dependent on that whatever drug they're trying to come up with being successful, right? If it's not successful, let's say the trials fail, what happens is all that millions of money they pump into the study is for fucking nothing, right? It's sorry for swearing. It's for nothing. So what happens is, so they don't want to. So the money they usually use is they raise it from the market. They raise it from the investors to fund those kind of endeavors, right? If the company wants to produce, another drug, what they do is they pump, they put up the price and then they dilute it, right? So ATM is at the market, which means that they're doing offerings. But to do offerings, there's rules and guidance they have to follow when they do offerings, right? The first thing is that if the price of the stock is not above a certain price, they cannot do unlimited amount of offers. So they're limited to how many shares they can sell if the price is not above a particular price, right? If the price of the stock, and the way you calculate that, it's a little bit, it's a lot complicated. So you have to pick in the highest price it's ever been in the last 2 months. So in this case, it would be this. So this multiplied by the true float. So the true float, you don't know what the true float is. The float that you see here is not the actual float, the real float, right? The true float, you have to minus the inside, the internals, and there, it's a whole other process. But I'll make a video on that one. So let's say, so you multiply this by, you multiply this price by the float, and if that number is not above $75 million, then they are limited in how much they can dump on the market, right? But you multiplying this by the float is above 75 million, then what it means is that they're not limited to, if they want to dump 200 million shares, then 200 million shares or 200 million, $200 million worth of shares, then they can, right? But knowing how that, so when they have, so let's say there's a company and they want to offer, yeah, they have to push it more than 75 million. So there's a company and they want to offer 100 million shares, right? And when they're thinking about dumping 100 million shares, what happens is they need to push the price of the stock above a certain level, because let's say in the last 2 months, if it's only $4 it's been, and this $4 is not enough, it needs to be $6 or $7, then what they do is they manipulate it, they push it forcefully above $7. So then, per SEC rule, they are able to dump those 100 million shares. Do you get what I mean? So if you're a long trader and you know that information, which means
Everybody can be going on visible now.
Yeah. What's that? What's that?
K-I-D-K-A-I-N. Sorry, K-N-D-I.
Candy. Is it on the thing? Oh, it's right here.
Sorry, it's only at 50%.
Yeah, it doesn't look. I've traded this before. It doesn't look too good. Let it go higher. I mean, it looks from 6 to 7. Looks okay. Is it chip for short?
No.
All right, I'm green on the day. I was down about. I was down a lot. I was down quite a bit. You see, this is precisely why fighting the front side is a terrible idea. Look at this, right? So. So for example, right, if I did not, so if I had I cut my losses here, it would have been for like 20 or 30 bucks loss, right? And I would have waited all of this, and I would have shorted here at 8.20, and I would have been up $1, $2 per share, right? And even if I started shorting here, had a starter here, and I probably would have added into that, I would have been up nicely. Right? I would have been up, 500-600 bucks right now, or maybe 1,000 actually. But right now, I'm only just green because I fought this. So that's one of the takeaways from here. And don't play pre-market. I don't like playing stocks pre-market precisely for this reason. Oh, good, my man. Anytime. If you have any question, just pop it. So they might push this market open. I'm just sitting down here. So I'm up nicely, $250 right now. So what are the boys in the chat room saying at the moment? This is why it's kind of hard to. I mean, if you bought at any time following Ross today into this stock, for sure you would have been you would have lost, right? So drop down. Let's see where this is gonna go. So I'm up 300 bucks. I'm not sure if I should start peeling off here. I'll hold a bit more longer. I'm not sure how this is going to react to market open.
What's your max size?
Max size is 1,000, and I'm already in 500 shares. So what are you guys thought? Should I keep streaming like this pre-market? So mine is kind of. I mean, I'm doing a terrible job today because it's the first time, and I literally if you look at the background, it's like other charts and stuff, right? It's literally not organized. I just jumped on this pretty much, but I probably would organize it properly. Have a proper setup so. And you guys be able to see news as well. So you got the news. You got the fundamentals analysis, which is the internal. So as you can see, this one, it was a buy. It was definitely a buy when it broke that. That was definitely a buy if you're a long trader. I was just too busy downloading OBS and stuff like that. I totally missed it. Totally missed the cut. Now it's pretty much free falling. But market open, this is one of the reasons why I stayed comfortable even after Russ came. The reason why is because right now it's 20 million shares traded just pre-market, right? Russ buying 30,000, 40,000 shares and his students it won't really push it. It won't affect it because there's so much volume. And this volumes are people that you guys don't know about the internals, the big hedge fund and stuff like that, right? Yeah, but I need to fix up quality. I need to. So apparently it's blurry and stuff. How do I fix that? Do I need to go on YouTube or do I need to go OBS or? So how do I fix the resolution? Would it be in here? Is it that? Oh, it's totally delayed. Try this. That's NXP. So my graphics card is not that great as well because I'm running 6. I'll just try this. Let me know how it goes. I'm pretty sure on YouTube it said something before, but I wasn't sure. So not a bad start. I mean, I hope this. I mean, it might push market open, but see how that goes. I mean, what's my average? My average is at $8, right? So I'm almost up $1 per share on this thing. But because I took a hit pre-market, remember how I cut half? And I wish I didn't short SAB. I mean, stay patient, patience, remember? If you watch some of my videos on YouTube, emphasize on patience, yeah, stay patient. But let's see how it goes. I mean, Rossi boy is looking at something else. Alright, this one is interesting. So do you guys agree that I should keep streaming pre-market like this? Is it a, I mean, I can only stream the things, but do you guys want the, like the complete information, which is the news combined with the fundamentals and stuff like that? What is it? Damn, you see, I don't like touching these things. I stay the fuck away from this thing, personally, but I know guys who bank big on these things, but they go on like 30,000, 40,000 shares. That's how you can make, that's how you can make money. Because these things move what? I mean, this one moves decent. I mean, it moved pretty much 50 cents, right? Which is really good. But the stocks that are 80 cents, 50 cents, they move 10 cents. And to capitalize on that, you need to go a lot of shares. The problem with that is, if one of them pops, right? If one of them pops and they get going to the $2, like I think it's Loop. I'm not sure if it was. No, it wasn't this one. Was it? There was stock that went. Yeah, it might be this one from here, where people would go a lot of shares. You can see the volume on that. Not on that day, actually, on that day. People go a lot of ham on these things, and if this thing picks up, you're screwed. On the short side, but if you're a buyer, I mean, this is a gold mine. But I never liked to play $1 stocks for some strange reason. Alright, yep, I will stream and, Alright, what do you think about VIX RT? It's looking pretty interesting. So, I also have, what time is it? 9:20. Alright guys, market is about to open, so I kind of need to focus. That's what the 20-year chart looks like. Alright guys, talk to you guys soon, alright? I don't know how to stop this thing.
Just close it, bro.
Yeah, the XRT. I mean, it might go into hold when market open. Interesting. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back here. I'll be like around 7 o'clock. I'll be here pre-market. So, and I'll make sure I'll get everything ready. So, and if you have any questions during market hour, just hit me up in the chat room. Yeah.